hold you. Don't forget that I told you, me is a whiz at these computer games. She breaks down how to do all kinds of things. Me is the perfect tutor when you need help with your computer. Stop by and give her knowledge a try. She can hook you up with a one-on-one to get the job done.
Welcome back. I'm genuinely glad you're here for day 4. And before we get into anything else, I want you to acknowledge something quietly, just to yourself. You came back. You didn't have to. No one forced you. You chose to show up again. That already tells me something about you. If you've been here since day 1, you're building something whether you realize it or not. And if today is your first day, that's perfectly fine too. This series isn't about catching up, it's about checking in. So welcome back to Creator Snapshot. Up to now, everything we've done has been intentional. Day 1 was awareness, noticing your habits, patterns, and behaviors without judging yourself. Day 2 was identity, deciding who you are becoming, not based on results, but on intention. Day 3 was one tiny habit, proving that identity quietly without pressure or perfection. Day 4 is different. Today isn't about adding a habit. It's not about optimizing your workflow. It's not about doing more. Today is about where your actions are coming from. Because here's the truth, a lot of people don't talk about. The same action can come from completely different places. You can post from confidence or insecurity. You can practice from curiosity or fear. You can plan from clarity or comparison. And if you don't stop to check the source, you can stay busy, productive, even consistent, and still feel stuck. Today is the identity check. Almost everything we do as creators is driven by one of two forces, ego or expertise. And I want to clear something up right away. Ego is not bad. Ego is human. Wanting to be seen is normal. Wanting recognition is natural. Wanting your effort to matter does not make you fake or shallow. The issue is not ego existing. The issue is ego driving. Because ego and expertise behave very differently, especially when things get uncomfortable or quiet. Ego wants to be seen. Expertise wants to be useful. Ego asks, how does this make me look? Expertise asks, who does this help? Ego wants results quickly. Expertise accepts repetition patiently. Both can look confident on the surface. Both can sound convincing. Both can even produce short-term wins. But only one builds something that lasts. This is where a lot of creators quietly get stuck. They confuse confidence with competence. They confuse visibility with progress. They start measuring growth by attention instead of skill. So they post, they plan, they show up. But when views slow down, when comments disappear, when the excitement wears off, something shifts internally. They don't just feel discouraged. They start questioning themselves. Maybe I'm behind. Maybe this isn't working. Maybe I waited too long. Maybe I should pivot. Maybe I should stop. And most of the time, that doubt has very little to do with ability. It has everything to do with ego losing its fuel, because ego needs response. Ego needs validation. Ego needs noise. When things get quiet, ego panics. Quiet seasons are where most people quit, not because they can't do the work, but because the work stops giving them emotional feedback. Ego says, why am I doing this if no one sees it? Ego says, this doesn't feel worth it anymore. Expertise responds differently. Expertise says, what can I refine? What skill am I building right now? What can I practice today, even if no one notices? What will make me better a month from now? Expertise understands something ego doesn't. Progress does not need an audience to be real. Most of your growth happens when no one is watching. Skill is built when repetition feels boring. Consistency is formed in silence. That's why the people who last aren't always the loudest. They're not always the fastest. They're the ones willing to be unseen while learning. So here's today's check. This is not a test. It's not judgment. It's not something you need to get right. Just an honest question. Ask yourself, would I still do this if no one clapped? Would you still show up if the views stayed low? Would you still practice if no one commented? Would you still learn if no one praised you? Would you still refine your craft if the results were invisible for a while? If the answer is no, pause. That doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean you should quit. It doesn't mean you've been lying to yourself. It just tells you what's driving the action right now. And awareness is the win, because habits don't survive ego. Ego needs excitement to keep going. Expertise can work with boredom. Ego needs attention to stay motivated. Expertise keeps moving quietly. Consistency lives in the quiet. You don't need to feel important to do important work. And this is not about shrinking yourself. It's not about hiding. It's not about dimming your light. It's not about playing small. It's about building something real before asking it to shine. If you're learning, say you're learning. If you're practicing, let it be practice. If you're building skill, honor that phase. There is no rush when the foundation is solid. That's why day 4 matters so much. Day 1 was awareness. Day 2 was identity. Day 3 was one tiny habit. Day 4 is alignment, because habits don't stick when identity and intention are misaligned. Ego creates pressure. Expertise creates progress. Before you move on today, sit with this. Check the source, not the outcome. Before you post, before you plan, before you commit, ask yourself, is this about being seen or being useful? That question alone can save you months of frustration. If this message resonated, like this video so it reaches more creators who need it. Subscribe so you don't lose the thread of this series. Share it with someone who's been feeling stuck or discouraged. And comment one word below: ego, expertise, or learning, just to mark where you are right now. No judgment, just clarity. Day 5 is coming next, and we're talking about friction, why it isn't the enemy, and how placing habits correctly makes consistency easier in real life. Stay with me. We're building this the right way.
Me2 time. Elevate me to you. I said me2 time. Elevate me to you. It's time. Me is our sister soldier. Don't forget that I told you. Me is a whiz at these computer games. She breaks down how to do all kinds of things. Me is the perfect tutor when you need help with your computer. Stop by and give her knowledge a try. She can hook you up with a one-on-one to get the job done.